Feels like it's been forever, but what I'm going to say to you people is this. Cheers, Perfect Drafters. How we doing? Perfect Drafters. Are you well? Are you good? I ain't been. I've got to be honest with you. I've been floored, people. Been floored. Basically felt like I'd had a couple of kegs of quack every night for 4 nights. And I hadn't. So there was no justice there. There was no justice whatsoever. Didn't feel good, but hey, I'm back and it's a new keg. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We've got a new keg in, not long been released, only just over a week. It's a New England Pale Ale IPA. Now, I'm pretty excited about this. When Punk IPA came out, the one thing that I said on that review was I'm excited for a Hazy Jane. So I do like this style of beer. I like the haziness. I like the fruitiness. It's just the style of beer that Baldy likes. Now, it's not Hazy Jane. That was a little bit too much to wish for, maybe. Maybe that'll come next year, 2022. Hopefully. We need something good next year, don't we? That'd be all right. You may have also noticed I'm back. Back in the house, not in my bar. Reason being, it is that festive period, and I thought it would be a little bit antisocial, albeit probably a little bit more relaxing, to go out to my bar by myself and have some beers over the festive period. I thought I'll bring it in, bring the little baby in. It's not too big to carry down the garden and lob in the house. Now, what have I got? I've basically got Crew Republic Drunken Sailor, because I've got to have that. I've obviously got this one in, this new keg. I've got myself a Dykirsch Christmas, because I've had the Left Noel Christmas jobbo, and I enjoyed that, and I thought, let's get festive, let's get a Christmas beer in. So I've treated myself to that as well. But this one, Mikkeller Heated Seats, that's what we've got in there, from a new brewery, the Mikkeller Copenhagen, Denmark brewery, founded in 2006 by Mikkel Borgson or something and Kristen Clarup Keller. So they've obviously brought the old Mikkeller together from that. They're the fellas behind it. 2006, like I say, it's not an old brewery by any means. And their mission statement, I like their mission statement. To challenge people's taste buds and the concept of good beer, and to make craft beer a serious alternative to the likes of wine and champagne, and for it to be served in the greatest restaurants worldwide. Now, as that mission statement would suggest, this little beauty here ain't your cheapest of kegs. We're talking a classy brewery, we're talking some dollarage, and as always, when the price goes up, there's the odd person that is a bit miffed by the amount that these kegs are costing. But look, you know, if you want Stella, fire Stella. I enjoyed the Stella keg. I really did. And that's good value still. The thing is, when you go into a bar and you look across that bar, all beers are not equally priced, people. They're not. If you want a Carlin, you want a cheaper drink, fire that down. If you glance across and you see a Beavertown neck oil and you think, fancy that, yeah, you buy it, it's more than your Carlin. That's life. Yeah, everything is not priced the same. But it is £43.50, and that is actually an introductory price. It will be going up by a couple of quid to £45.50, so it is a significant price, especially when you consider it's 4.9%. So it isn't the kind of volume of a Crew Republic Drunken Sailor or a Goose, which, let's face it, are absolute belters. So this has to hit heady heights, it really does, to actually get me to buy this again. I've got to be honest. If you do consider your 15% off, your keggage, returnage, what have you like that, you can bring it down to about £3 a pint. So let's face it, if you add that in a pub, it's going to be £6, probably £7 in some pubs. So yes, you know, we don't want to pay those prices at home, but we're not doing. £3 a pint might not be bad if it's a belter. So let's see if it is a belter. I've got some snackage. I'm a little bit excited about the snackage. But first up, we will have a look at that keg. We'll have a look at it sitting as proud as punch in the perfect draft. That's what we'll do. I'll do the pour. I'll bring it in. We'll have a look. Don't expect bubs. It's a pale ale. But we'll have a look at it. Have a look at the colour. Give it a minute of snifty snoo. Yeah? Then I'll bring it back. I'll have a sup. It feels quite nice to be in the house, actually. I've got to be honest. It's quite nice, quite warming. And it probably does need to be a bit more warming as well, because I have got the older machine. Yeah, ain't got your new fancy Pro, have I? Beer Hawk, I've not got the fancy Pro, so I can't have it at the suggested 7 to 10 degrees, can I? Can't. Anyway, I'll let it warm up a little bit, maybe. I'm too eager. I'll get stuck in. I'll let you know what I think. I'll have the snackage. I'll let you know what I think to that. It's the usual order of play, people. Let's get stuck in. So there it is, people. There it is. I'm liking the design of it. Look at those two people there. Bloke and a woman touching noses. Little Eskimo kiss. Lovely. Yeah. New England style pale ale. It's heated seats. It's on the perfect draft. That's the keg. Okay, so here we go. Right, I've not got a Mikkeller glass. Apologies, but I have got my next favourite, my Goose Island. And I've got to say, this is one of those kegs that it's got to compete against for me. Goose IPA, absolute belter on there. Anyway, here we go. Lovely, lovely. Did get a little bit of spillage down the glass, but hey, I'm well happy with that for a pour. Well happy. Look at that. Look at her. Right, let's bring her in. Look at that. Right, just going up the glass. Look at you. Yeah, there's some very small moving bubs in there. But look, quite clear, really. You can see my hand through it. But it has got that haziness to it. Straw colour, like it says. Yeah. It's not a goose. If you've skipped to this bit, it ain't a goose. This is Mikkeller Heated Seats. Lovely little white head. Liking the look of that. Getting some good whiffs. Yeah. Let's get stuck into it, people. Right. I'll tell you what, we've been treated. I know there've been two expensive kegs with that Punk IPA and now this, but two IPAs on the trot, on the bounce. I'm liking that. It's happy days for me. Anyway, let's get stuck in. Eh? There she blows. Look at you. Actually, there's more pubs than I thought. It really is. Right. Feels like it's been forever, but what I'm going to say to you people is this. Cheers, perfect drafters. Interesting. What I'm saying to you there is, that is interesting. Don't tell you a lot, that, to be fair, does it? It doesn't. Let's give it another go. I'm thinking what I expected was a close competition with Cali Pale. I wasn't expecting the juice bomb that is a club. Wasn't expecting that, even though it does say in the blurbage about a juice bomb. Wasn't expecting a Pineapple Express. I was kind of expecting it to be a bit of a Tiny Rebel competitor though. It's not. It's not. It's not as fruity as those. It is more of a competitor, I would say, to a Goose, to a Crew Republic. Not actually as hazy as I thought it was going to be. It's good. It's good. You can taste its good quality. You can. You can definitely get the pineapple in there. Melon. It does say about melon, and I think you can taste the melon there. Now, melon for me, it ain't my favourite fruit. It's not. It's a little bit, it's not so strong, is it? Bit of melon. Maybe I was expecting more of a fruit punch. You do get the citrus kind of lemonness to it and stuff like that. You do. Carbonation feel is there. It's there. It's not. It's what you'd expect from a pale ale, definitely. A nice mouthfeel and no bad aftertaste. So all of those things combined to a nice bit. It is a nice bit. It's very refreshing. Maybe it really does need to warm up a bit for more of those flavours to come through. And I generally don't say that. I generally haven't thought about it before. But I think it might have to. It might actually have to warm up a bit, this one. It's an easy drinker, but it's not as distinct as a Goose IPA or a Crew Republic for me. And for that kind of price, because let's face it, price is a factor, I wouldn't buy that over a Crew Republic Drunken Sailor or a Goose at this point. I wouldn't buy it over a Cali Pale. And I prefer the Cali Pale to a Club Tropica. I find the Club Tropica just that little bit too fruity. It's a bit, almost bordering on an Alco pop for me. So that, I would sway towards a Cali Pale. I would put that above this. I would put a Goose IPA above this, and I would put a Crew Republic above this. So, and that's my first gut instinct. It could change. It could change. Often over time of a keg, things do change, And like I say, perhaps if it was a bit warmer, some more of those flavours would come through. It's just not punchy enough for me. Not at the mo. Good. Right. Before I give it a grading, let's do some snackage. Okay, so I've had Giant Wotsits before. I've had Giant Cheetos before. Things seem to be going in reverse a little bit from, everything shrinking in size to all of a sudden, everything getting monster. Everything getting big. We've got people, some Monster Munch Giants. Woo-hoo! That's what we've got. And I am genuinely excited. Pickled onion flavour. Is there any other? Well, there is other, but basically pickled onion is your boy. Now, with my Beck's review that's coming up, don't know when that's going to be, because I'm not going to have a Bud and a Beck's on the bounce. Not going to do that. But I have got to review the standard Beck's. Now, when I'm doing that, my mate wants to eat along with me with a good choice of snackage. And I'm going to do a little bit of a competition because he actually thinks that the Flaming Hot Monster Claws from Aldi are better than the Flaming Hot Monster Munch. I'm going to have to get a bag of both and have a go. And I'll do that with the Beck's review. Anyway, it's not about that. This is about Monster Munch Giants Pickled Onion. They're baked, not fried. Let's have a look. We have supersized your favourite Monster Munch snack. Monsters with big crispy heads or crunchy claws, plucked straight from pickled onion beasts. Bite off each crispy toe, or is it an arm? Nibble the sides or stick your tongue through the hole and let it melt in all its oniony, vinegary glory. They basically have got whole and glory within the same sentence. This country. Right, let's get stuck in. Right, here we go. I'm blown away. Pickled onion Monster Munch. A little bit excited, probably a little bit too much so. But I'm looking at them, I'm sniffing them, and now I'm pulling them out of the bag. Look at that, yeah? I mean, use my head as a size comparison, if you can. There it is. Right, I ain't going to stick my tongue through the hole. I'm just going to pop it in the mouth. Let's go. Sometimes in life, things don't let you down. This is one of those times. I knew what I was going to get. I know how good a pickled onion Monster Munch is. You then say to me, Baldy, I've made them big, I've made them giant, and I'm a happy man. What a snack. And actually a really good beer snack, because the size of them, there is some good dry edge of the mouth. When I've had that, I tell you what, that's a good beer snack. I mean, lob a few of those in a bowl, and you'll only get a few in a bowl. I like a little meal in each foot. Each foot is a little meal. Beautiful. Quality. Right. Let's have a sup with it. You see, I think that's warmed up already a little bit. And it's tasting a little bit better. Tricky. Tricky dicky. Tricky dicky do. Right. What I'm going to say is this. I'm going to give that a 7. People may disagree with me there, but it's got some absolute belters on here to contend with. I don't think it holds a candle to Crew Republic. I just don't. Which is a shame. I had very high hopes for it. It might be because of the temperature. Keeping its head well, good clingage, nice mouthfeel, very refreshing drink. You know, I would definitely have that in the midst of summer and enjoy that a lot. And it's not going to affect. I'll tell you what, if you want to get people into a kind of pale ale, into an IPA like this, and you know, like a Club Tropica is very night and day. It's a Marmite type beer. People ain't going to like it. It's going to be too fruity for them. This one, you know, it's far more fruity than a Shelby, for example. A Shelby is much more like a lager for me. So that would be the step up. This would be the next one. And then you'd go to a Cali, then you'd go to a Club Tropica. That's the kind of order of play you'd go into for the graduation of fruity, teeny-tangly on the tongue. But if you want a very smooth, nice, punchy IPA, you need to up the ABV a bit. And I think that's what that misses out on a bit. You know, 4.9 it just doesn't quite do it. Yes, it's only like a 0.1% difference to Hazy Jane, but that is no Hazy Jane, not for me. I would much prefer that and be more willing to pay this price on the Perfect Draft for a Hazy Jane keg. It's a good quality. It's a good quality beer. You can tell it is, but I'm giving it a 7. I'm giving it a 7. It needed more ABVage. For the price it is, and, you know, for what it wants to be, I just think that needed a bit more of a punch. Right. Those, these little babies. I'm going to give them a 9. I don't think I could do anything else. So apologies for a bit of a lack of reviews recently. Wasn't feeling the greatest. Still got a bit of a... But no, my taste didn't go, right? Taste buds, 100%. So that has not affected that score. But it's been a hell of a week for the Perfect Draft. A hell of a couple of weeks. Who saw the Perfect Draft Pro coming? Hey? Yeah, that was a big surprise, wasn't it? And yeah, I would have grabbed one, but that's when I just went, I went way downhill at that point. That's when I was done. I was at my lowest. I was. So, didn't get a chance to get one. That came out. This new keg came out. I mean, my thoughts on the new machine is if you have got a bar, you know, which I am fortunate enough to have one, I would fire that out there, have this one in here, yeah? Yeah, that'll be nice. And if it holds its temp a bit better, you know, in midsummer and stuff like that, that'll be quite good out there in that bar. And I do like the fact it's got that variable temperature control. I do like that. I'm thinking, you know, Dark Arts. That could be an absolute belter on that. This one, it may well make quite a difference to this keg. Really could. Even Crew Republic though. I mean, I think I get that a 10. So if that warms up a little bit and, you know, you're banging that down, that could be a beauty. Right, so I think it could really complement some of those kegs. Also, what's it going to open up? What brewery may have said, look, unless you can serve it at exactly the right temperature, we're not going to put our beer on your machine. Yeah? There could be one that we've all asked for a long time where that's the case. Anyway, who knows? Who knows what's to come? Interesting. Interesting times for perfect drafters. But beyond all of that, people, beyond all of that, it's a special time of year. Spend it with your family. Enjoy one another's company. So what I want to say to you is this. Have an absolute belter of a Christmas. Have a fantastic New Year. Enjoy whatever you're doing, people. Let the ale flow. Let the fire burn. Cheers, perfect drafters. Have an absolute quality Christmas. Cheers, perfect drafters. Cheers.